The night was cloaked in darkness as an ambulance sped through winding roads, its shrill siren slicing through the silence. A call had cut through the quietude of the night, an urgent dispatch from the control center. A car wreck reported, a life possibly hanging in the balance. The paramedics, seasoned yet never numb to the urgency, were en route, their hearts pounding in sync with the rhythm of the siren. The scene that greeted them was as grim as the midnight hour. A vehicle, mangled and twisted, was an eerie testament to the harshness of the collision. The car seemed to have embraced a telephone pole in a deadly dance. In the driver's seat, a figure was slumped, the weight of unconsciousness holding him captive. With swift, practiced movements, the paramedics secured the unconscious driver, their hands steady despite the unnerving silence that had now replaced the siren's wail. The ambulance, a beacon of hope amid despair, raced towards the hospital. Time was of the essence and every second counted. Inside the ambulance, the stillness was shattered as the driver stirred. Disoriented, he mumbled a few words. A deer, he said, had suddenly appeared in the glow of the headlights. He had swerved, a desperate attempt to avoid the creature, only to collide with the unforgiving telephone pole. The paramedics exchanged puzzled glances, their professional masks barely concealing their bewilderment. The ambulance, after all, showed no signs of a collision, no evidence of the deer the driver so vividly remembered, yet his voice trembled as he described the twisted limbs of the deer etched into his memory. This was the unsettling call, a mysterious incident that defied logic, an echo of a collision that left no trace, a deer that seemed to exist only in the driver's recollection. The night was cloaked in darkness, the ambulance sped through winding roads, and the siren sliced through the silence. The only constant was the trembling voice of the driver, recounting the twisted limbs of the deer etched into his memory. Approaching the hospital, the ambulance's lights cast an eerie glow. The otherwise comforting beacon of hope now seemed to underscore the uncanny journey they had undertaken. The paramedics, seasoned in emergencies, were unprepared for the bizarre twist their night had taken. The ambulance came to a halt, its tires crunching on the hospital driveway. As the paramedics readied themselves to unload their patient, they swung the doors open, only to be met by an unsettling sight. The ambulance, once filled with the tense energy of a rescue mission, now stood hollow and empty. A wave of confusion washed over them. The once unconscious driver, the man they had secured and comforted, was simply gone. His presence in the ambulance was erased as if he had never existed. The paramedics exchanged bewildered glances, their minds racing to comprehend the inexplicable phenomenon. They scanned their surroundings, the hospital's bright lights illuminating the dark night, but there was no sign of the driver, no trace of the man who had recounted his fateful encounter with a deer. The panic began to set in, their hearts pounding against their chests. Frantically, they reached out to dispatch, their voices trembling with disbelief. The dispatcher, equally confused, confirmed there was no record of the car wreck, no injured individual to rescue. The chilling reality began to seep in. They had responded to a call for an accident that never occurred. The hospital staff, equally baffled, confirmed that no accident victim had been admitted. It was as if the entire event, from the initial call to the phantom patient, was nothing but a ghastly illusion. The ambulance, their sanctuary of healing and hope, had become a stage for an inexplicable vanishing act. As they grappled with the eerie situation, the paramedics couldn't shake off the haunting image of the absent driver. The unsettling echo of his voice recounting the accident, the vivid description of the deer, and the chilling realization of his sudden disappearance left them in a state of disquiet. It was as if the entire event had been a ghastly illusion. The ambulance, once a symbol of rescue and recovery, had become a vessel of the unknown, a conduit of the spectral realm, forever etching that fateful night into their memories. Stunned, they contacted dispatch, searching for answers. The paramedics, their faces etched with confusion, relayed the night's eerie happenings. The hospital staff on the other side of the line mirrored their bafflement, confirming that no accident victim had been admitted. The hospital's sterile white walls echoed with the chilling declaration, amplifying the sense of unease. Concurrently, the medical team rushed to review the ambulance's surveillance footage, hoping to shed some light on the perplexing situation. As they huddled around the monitor, the grainy black and white footage flickered to life. The ambulance, its siren blaring, raced through the desolate roads. The figure of the injured driver, barely visible, seemed to fade in and out of sight like an apparition. As they watched the footage, a chill ran down their spines. The driver, who had been so lucid, recounting the accident with such vivid detail, now seemed to be nothing more than a phantom. The paramedics' eyes were glued to the screen, their hearts pounding in their chests as they watched the spectral figure of the driver fade away, leaving the ambulance empty. The unsettling discovery left them questioning their sanity. Had they been victims of a cruel prank? Or had they truly experienced a brush with the supernatural? The footage, however, didn't lie. It was as if the driver had vanished into thin air, leaving only an eerie silence behind. The hospital staff, their faces pale with shock, struggled to comprehend the bizarre event. The ambulance, once a symbol of hope and rescue, now seemed to be a vessel for the spectral. The once mundane vehicle was now tainted with the supernatural, its every creak and groan echoing with the chilling memory of the spectral encounter. The revelation was a bitter pill to swallow. The paramedics, their minds reeling, were forced to confront the chilling reality. They had carried the spectral remnant of the deceased driver. The encounter on that fateful night was a twisted echo, a ghostly reenactment of a man's final moments. No one had entered or exited the vehicle after the driver was loaded. This chilling fact served as a haunting reminder of the thin line separating reality from the spectral realm. The paramedics, haunted by the phantom encounter, delved into the driver's background. In the aftermath of the chilling episode, the paramedics found themselves drawn to the spectral puzzle that had materialized before them. With a sense of dread and curiosity, they began to piece together the narrative of the spectral driver. The digital footprint of the man painted a picture of an ordinary life, until they stumbled upon a tragic news article dated exactly 1 year prior. The headline read, "Local man perishes in ghastly car wreck." The report detailed a chillingly familiar scene: a mangled car, a telephone pole, and a deer caught in the headlights. The ghastly reality of the situation began to sink in. The man they had tried to save, the man who had shared his final moments with them, was already long gone. The driver was not a man in need of medical assistance, but a spectral echo trapped in a loop, reliving the final moments of his life. The ambulance had not been a vessel of life-saving treatment, but a stage for a ghostly reenactment. They had not been paramedics, but unwilling participants in a paranormal event. Their patient had not been the victim of a recent accident, but a spirit unable to break free from his earthly ties. Despite the unsettling realization, the paramedics were compelled to share their story. Their experience served as a chilling reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the departed, a testament to the existence of a realm beyond our understanding. The encounter had changed them, leaving an indelible mark on their lives. They were no longer just paramedics, but witnesses to the spectral realm, forever bound to the memory of the phantom driver. In their quest for answers, they had uncovered a haunting truth. The man they had tried to save was already beyond their help, a tragic casualty of fate, forever trapped in his final moments. The encounter on that fateful night was a twisted echo, a ghostly reenactment of his final moments. The ambulance, now a vessel for the supernatural, carried the spectral remnant of the deceased driver. This chilling realization, a stark departure from the rational world the paramedics once knew, pushed them to the precipice of a realm they had never considered. This was a realm beyond the tangible, beyond the living. It was a spectral realm, a plane of existence where the souls of those departed from the physical world lingered, forever echoing their final moments in an eternal loop of ghostly reenactments. The spectral realm is not bound by the same laws that govern our reality. Time and space become fluid, malleable, and incidents that have already occurred in our world can manifest again in this spectral echo. The driver's spectral image repeating the events of his fatal accident was but a ripple in the fabric of the spectral realm, a glimpse into the infinite possibilities of the afterlife. This encounter with the spectral realm was a stark reminder of the blurred boundaries between the living and the deceased. It brought into question the very nature of existence, of life and death, and of the seemingly impermeable veil that separates the two realms. The paramedics found themselves questioning everything they knew. They pondered over the mystery of the spectral realm, its existence a testament to the vastness of the unknown. Could it be that every life touched by death leaves a spectral imprint, an echo in the spectral realm, forever repeating their final moments? They wondered about the spectral realm's influence in our world. Could these spectral echoes cross the veil, manifesting as the apparitions and paranormal phenomena we often dismiss as figments of our imagination? Perhaps the spectral realm is closer to our reality than we dare to believe, its spectral echoes reaching out to us in ways we cannot fully comprehend. The paramedics, forever changed by the paranormal revelation, questioned the thin veil between the living and the spectral realm, where the boundaries of reality and the afterlife blurred into an unsettling nightmare. Their encounter with the spectral realm left them with more questions than answers, forever altering their perception of reality and the mysteries of the afterlife.